The film begins with a police station in Shanghai, and we see a mafia leader beating a police officer because the officer arrested the mafia leader's wife. None of the officers can intervene or defend the officer. The leader pours boiling water on the officer and then leaves, yelling at the officers and insulting them. He exits to the street with his wife and men, but notices their cars are missing. The leader senses something is wrong and orders his wife and men to enter the police station. But the officers lock the doors and all the windows, so no one can enter. Suddenly, a large army from a rival gang called the Axe Gang appears, surrounding the mafia leader and his men, leaving them no room to escape. They start shooting at them. The mafia leader tries to escape, but one of the gang members throws an axe, cutting off one of his legs. He falls to the ground, screaming in pain. The Axe Gang's leader, named Singh, appears holding an axe, dancing around the mafia leader. The mafia leader begs for mercy, but Singh ignores him and strikes him mercilessly until he kills him. No one survives except the leader's wife. Singh tells her he doesn't kill women and orders her to leave. But when she turns her back to walk away, Singh betrays her and kills her, laughing. The Axe Gang paid a lot of money to the police to stay out of the fight. The Axe Gang continues their criminal activities in the city, spreading terror. No one can stand in their way, and thus the gang members control the city. People no longer live in peace except in one poor village called Pigsty Alley, where the gangs don't enter, and the people live peacefully and very modestly. We see a character named Coolie, one of the strongest residents of the village, who can carry 5 loads of food alone. Paris, the landlord of all the houses in the village, is always drunk and drinking. Although Paris is married, he loves to flirt with the young girls in the village, and no one can avoid or reject his flirting. His wife, Helen, is always angry and constantly yells at the tenants for being late on rent payments. She cuts off the water for a young man named Chong because he hasn't paid rent for 4 months, and then she beats Chong. At home, she beats Paris for flirting with girls. Outside the village, 2 strange men from the gang arrive, stand in front of the village, and seem to have bad intentions. They enter the village and harass Chong, ordering him to pay them money. They say they are from the Axe Gang, but Chong isn't afraid of them or their threats. Seconds later, the village residents surround the 2 men. One of the men, named Singh, says if anyone wants to fight him, step forward. A woman steps up and hits him hard in the stomach. It turns out this woman is very strong. Singh says he wants to challenge anyone else, but the village residents, even the children, laugh because they are strong. Singh realizes he chose the wrong village and wants to leave, but Helen stops him, slapping him for trying to steal money from Chong. She chases him and beats him. Singh threatens her, saying he will call for help and send people to destroy the village. He launches a rocket into the air to send a message to the gang, but the rocket falls on the head of one of the Axe Gang's leaders. This leader arrives with some of his men. The leader heads toward Helen, who is shocked when she sees him and immediately runs, entering her house and leaving the village residents alone. Chong tells the leader he's not afraid of him. The leader approaches Chong and pulls out an axe to strike him, but suddenly the leader is hit by an unknown force, flies, and falls into a barrel, breaking his spine. The rest of the gang is forced to call for backup. In a short time, more Axe Gang members arrive at the village and start attacking anyone from the village. They kidnap a poor little girl. Some asks who killed his man, but no one answers because no one understands exactly what happened. Some throws a lighter at the girl to kill her, but Coolie intervenes, catches a lighter, and says he is responsible and killed the man. The gang members rush to attack him, but he beats them skillfully with his leg, knocking them all to the ground. He stands among them, hitting them all around. Suddenly, the village tailor appears and helps him, striking the gang members with great strength, blocking their attacks with the rings on his hand. The tailor and Coolie form a fiery duo. The gang wants to retaliate and pulls out their weapons to kill them, but before they can shoot, the weapons are pulled toward the wall and destroyed. The restaurant owner, named Donut, appears and starts attacking the gang, striking with a stick, breaking their weapons and flying far, hitting them with the stick. No one can stand against Donut. The gang members try to resist, but can't. We then see the gang members lie on the ground, defeated, and they leave. Singh meets with his men, angry about what happened, and blames Singh and his brother for everything because it turns out Singh and his brother aren't actually members of the Axe Gang, and they cause this fight. Singh orders one of his men to kill Singh with an axe, but before the axe hits Singh, he manages to break free, and the axe misses him. He also frees his brother. Singh is impressed by this move. Singh asks Singh for a chance to join the Axe Gang, and Singh agrees but on the condition that they kill one person from Pigsty Alley. Singh agrees takes his brother, named Bone, and leaves. He sits with Bone and tells him they will gain everything if they can join the Axe Gang. Bone asks how they will kill someone from Pigsty Alley, since it's clear they are all strong. Singh says he learned some kung fu techniques as a child, including the Buddhist fighting style, which only a few people in the world have mastered. We go to Singh's past, where he sells his toys to buy a book from a beggar who tells him the book will give him supernatural powers. Singh stops going to school and constantly reads a book to learn kung fu techniques to fight evil. One day, he sees a deaf girl being bullied and beaten by some boys who want to steal her lollipop. Singh decides to help the girl and fight the bullies with his new kung fu techniques, but he gets beaten instead. The techniques don't work, and the boys laugh at him for learning kung fu from a book. They leave, and Singh realizes good people will never win in this world. He decides to become a bad person to succeed. He and his brother see an ice cream truck passing by, run to it, and order 2 ice creams. As soon as Singh takes the ice cream, he and his brother run and board the subway. The ice cream vendor chases him for the money, but Singh laughs and mocks her. In Pigsty Alley, Helen expels the 3 people who fought the gang members because she's worried the gang will return specifically for them and take revenge on the entire village. The residents don't agree with this decision because without those 3, the village would have died. But Helen yells at them, insisting her word is final, and everyone fears her because her scream is powerful. At that moment, Singh and Bone arrive to kill Helen, but they don't get the chance. Helen sees them, and both get scared and run in different directions. Helen decides to chase Singh. She is very fast, and Singh runs at full speed. They both have supernatural powers. While running, a car almost hits them, but Singh slides under the car and escapes, while Helen jumps over it but accidentally hits a billboard. Singh takes a chance and escapes. When Helen returns to the village, she decides to postpone the issue of expelling the 3 and will plant a specific stick in the ground. If the stick says bad, the 3 must leave. She throws a stick randomly, and it says bad, meaning the 3 must leave. Meanwhile, Some hires 2 professional assassins to take revenge on Pigsty Alley. These assassins are blind but known to be dangerous, killing their enemies with music. Some's advisor praises them, saying they are strong men. The assassins mention another person named the Beast, known to be stronger than them, but currently imprisoned in a mental hospital. At night, Cooley is about to leave the village and sees a man playing a musical instrument. This is one of the blind men. Cooley walks away from the village, and the sound waves from the blind man's instrument cut everything behind Cooley. Cooley stops, sensing something is wrong, but doesn't realize what's happening. His head is cut off by the sound waves, and he dies instantly. At the same time, the tailor is attacked by the second blind man. The tailor wears his rings and fights back. Their strengths are equal, and the fight continues outside the shop. The first blind man is waiting outside, and both attack the tailor with sound waves. The tailor flies far, and his rings are destroyed. Some and his advisor are sitting in a car nearby, watching the fight. The tailor is about to die, but Donut appears, saves the tailor, and uses his spear to block the blind man's attacks. Donut throws many spears toward the blind men, flying with them and getting closer. They hit him with stronger sound waves, but Donut reaches them with his last spear. They stop him with a powerful force field and fly far. They attack again with sound waves. The tailor pushes Donut away to avoid harm, taking the damage himself. Donut and the tailor are about to die, but Helen screams a powerful scream, destroying the blind men's musical instrument. The blind men decide to get rid of Helen, but Paris stands in their way. They try to hit him, but every time one tries to punch him, it hits the other instead. This is Paris' supernatural power, making enemies hit each other. He grabs them, spins, and throws them far. The blind men struggle to kill Paris, and their sound waves form zombie warriors. Helen intervenes, uses her supernatural scream, and destroys the zombies. The blind men's clothes are torn and they try to escape, but Helen is fast, jumps among them, and threatens some, telling him never to return to their village. Some is scared, agrees, takes his men, and leaves. Afterward, the village residents try to treat Donut, but he can't survive and dies. Thus, Cooley, Donut, and the tailor die. The village residents are upset, enter a state of mourning, and blame Paris and Helen for joining the fight too late. Helen responds, saying their son died in a battle long ago, so they vowed never to fight again. But after seeing the recent fight, they decided to break their vow and fight the blind men. The next morning, Singh bullies a passenger on the subway, but the passenger fights back and beats Singh. Singh asks his brother for help, but both get beaten and thrown off the subway. Singh blames Bone for not being evil enough, saying they won't be able to kill anyone or join the Axe Gang like this. Singh sees the ice cream girl again, approaches her, grabs her clothes, and orders her to give him all her money. He throws her to the ground, grabs her again, and threatens her with a knife. Suddenly, the girl cries. Bone searches the ice cream truck, finds the money, and they take it. They are about to escape. But Singh notices the girl using sign language. He starts to feel he knows her. The girl shows him her lollipop, and it turns out she is Fawn, the deaf girl Singh tried to defend long ago. Still, Singh throws the lollipop and leaves with Bone. He gives the money to Bone and orders him to leave because Singh decides to work alone. He sits on the ground, regretting what he did to Fawn, feeling he was wrong to choose the path of evil. 2 Axe Gang members grab Singh and take him to Sum. Sum says, "Congratulations, you're now a member of the gang, and I'll give you an important task." Singh goes to a mental hospital to carry out the task, which is to free the prisoner nicknamed the Beast, held in the deepest part of the hospital. Singh enters the hospital, reaches the underground, where the place is full of rats, and opens the Beast's cell. It turns out he's an old man sitting in the bathroom. Singh frees him and delivers him to the Axe Gang. The gang doesn't believe this is the legendary killer called the Beast. The advisor says their leader wants him to kill 2 people and is ready to pay any amount he asks. The Beast says he could have escaped the prison anytime, but didn't because he hadn't found a worthy opponent. He's excited now to fight 2 strong people and says he won't take any payment for killing Paris and Helen, as he'll do it for fun. The advisor doubts the old man can do anything. One of the gang members wants to test if he's the Beast and hits him several times in the face, but the Beast is unharmed. The gang member pulls a gun and points at the Beast, but the Beast takes a gun, shoots himself, and catches the bullet with 2 fingers. Everyone sees this and is shocked. The Beast says in the world of Kung Fu, speed is the most important thing. Some orders everyone to bow to the Beast. The Beast kicks the table with great force, destroying the wall. There's a casino behind the place, and everyone there runs away in fear. The Beast jumps forward and finds his enemies, Paris and Helen, who came themselves to end the Axe Gang for good. Helen shows some she brought a funeral bell. Some gets angry and yells loudly. Helen and Paris start fighting the Beast, hitting him in the face, but their attacks don't affect him or move him from his place. He jumps back and attacks them, knocking them down easily. He fights Paris face to face, delivering very fast punches. Paris tries to block the blows, but can't. Finally, the Beast hits him in the chest and knocks him down. Helen uses her scream, which is powerful and affects the walls, but it only moves the Beast a few steps. The Beast says it's his turn, hits her, and sends her flying to the end of the room. They both try to overcome him, but it's no use. The Beast hits them mercilessly and destroys the place. Since the enemy is very strong, Helen goes to the large bell they brought, breaks the metal part on top to make it like a megaphone, and uses her supernatural power. With the bell's help, a powerful wave hits the Beast, destroying everything in its path. The attack is so strong that it affects the Beast, sending him flying far. A tornado happens inside the place, and everything is destroyed, but the Beast is still alive and tries to get up. The couple approaches him to deliver another wave, but the Beast stops it and admits defeat, asking for mercy. The couple lowers the bell, but the Beast betrays them and attacks with daggers in their stomachs. The 3 fight together. Some order Singh to hit Paris and Helen on their heads, knocking them unconscious. Singh hesitates at first, but suddenly hits Sum and the Beast on their heads. The Beast gets angry, throws a couple far, grabs Singh, hits him, throws him to the ground, and hits his face with great force, breaking the ground. But the Beast notices a couple disappeared from his side, realizing they took Singh with them. Sum is upset they escaped and yells at the Beast. The Beast, annoyed, breaks Sum's neck and kills him. The couple returns with Singh to Pigsty Alley, thinking Singh is dead, but a miracle happens, and he's still alive. They try to treat his injuries with Chinese herbs, wrapping his entire body to heal quickly. The damage awakens his supernatural power, and the wraps start coming off on their own. Meanwhile, the Axe Gang members reach Pigsty Alley, and the Beast searches for Singh, Paris, and Helen but doesn't find them. Singh tells Paris and Helen to rest and faces a Beast, not fully healed. They try to kill him, but Singh is now very fast, seeing their movements in slow motion. He dodges their attacks and hits them easily, defeating the rest of the gang members. They try to surround and hit him, but they all fail. Singh shows his supernatural power, hitting and sending them flying one after another. He's skilled with his hands and legs. After defeating them all, he reaches the beast and hits him in the face and stomach with great force. The beast falls to the ground. Singh is surprised by rapid attacks, but the beast blocks his blows and grabs his hand. Singh steps on his foot, slaps him, and the beast screams from the slap. Singh hits him with a strong kick, knocking him down, and delivers a punch to his face, sending him flying. The beast decides to change his attack strategy, flies into the air quickly, and breaks buildings with him. Singh keeps jumping in the air to deliver a strong blow, but the beast blocks it and hits him with tremendous force, sending him flying. The attack is so strong that Singh disappears into the air. Singh keeps flying in the sky until he controls himself, stabilizes in the air, and sees the clouds forming a giant Buddha shape. Singh closes his eyes, dives down toward the beast at great speed, and his body starts to burn with fire from his high speed. Seconds later, his entire body is engulfed in flames. The beast senses something is wrong in the air and feels immense pressure coming from the sky. Thinking a meteor is falling, Singh uses the Buddha palm power, creating a large crater in the ground under the beast. The blow crushes him into the ground. The beast begs for mercy and Singh stops, not hitting him. But like before, the beast tries to betray and ambush Singh. Singh, understanding him, stops him with his hand. The beast, realizing Singh's immense power, stops and surrenders for the first time in his life, admitting defeat. Days pass, and Fong is pulling her ice cream cart. She sees a candy shop open in the city selling lollipops. Singh is working in the shop, comes out to greet Fong, and she's happy because Singh has become a good person. They remember the first time they met. And here we reach the end of the film. Thank you for watching.